Right. 14 May 2025. And today I've got yet another update for you, covering all the news that are taking place in Zimbabwe and in Africa. There is no other streaming show in the whole of the world that is like Gambakwe. Very unique. And today you're going to have a very exclusive show. The information I'm going to give you today has never been shared anywhere. And you're going to see it. It's very, very exciting. We are building an amazing country, and we are going to end up with one of the best countries in the region after Mnangagwa is gone. So Mnangagwa is gone. Mnangagwa is history. No one likes him. And Chiwenga is going to be the new president of Zimbabwe within a very short space of time. You're going to see it very, very soon. So now let's get started. I want to start with what is going to happen today. Nyokayemabhunu is going to appear in court, and he is going to appear for a bail hearing. I'm not going to share with you the details of the bail hearing, and that is because I actually don't have it. But as you know, I talk to everyone on a daily basis, and today I want to just reveal details because people have been saying, how did Nyoka get arrested? How did he get abducted? And I've given you this weekend the story of an operation where over 50 ex-military people were arrested at Randburg and abducted, beaten so badly, and dumped. Some of them dumped at the police station, with about 30 or 50 of them escaping. I don't know the exact number that has escaped. And then obviously the only person right now who is left facing charges is Nyoka. So what exactly happened? How did Nyoka end up leaving his home where he was being guarded by 3 bodyguards? Why did he leave those 3 bodyguards and come to Johannesburg alone? That question, I'm going to answer it for you today. I'm not only going to answer it for you. Later on today, I'm going to show you the court papers where names are available. So the names of the people that I'm going to mention here are in the court papers. So that is who exactly called Nyoka from where he was at home in PE all the way to Johannesburg, and why did Nyoka leave his bodyguards inside of PE to come to Johannesburg? What caused him to trust this person so much that he put down his guard and came to Johannesburg? Remember, there are a lot of pretenders who talk and they pretend to know what happened. They are lying and they don't know. So now let me tell you what happened. So according to my sources, there is a man called Honest Sibanda. That is the man who was funding Nyoka. So at certain points, he would send money to Nyoka. He was a close member of the group, of the M31 group, who was part of the planning and execution of the plan in South Africa. Unbeknown to Nyoka, he was a member of Zimbabwe intelligence who had infiltrated the group, working closely with Sean Mnangagwa. So I've shown you that Sean Mnangagwa is a key part of what is happening right now. So Honest Sibanda would regularly send money to Nyoka for operational requirements. And on a certain day, Honest Sibanda then called Nyoka to come to Johannesburg, and I'm sure he even paid for that ticket. So when Nyoka arrived at the OR Tambo International Airport, he was met by Nyoka, and then he was led to that group that I was telling you about, that was having a meeting where a bunch of mercenaries then arrived and abducted everyone after beating them up very, very badly. So in the court papers today, what you're going to see is the name of Honest Sibanda, and you're also going to see the story about the sofas, $25,000 sofas. You're also going to see how Zimbabwe intelligence has printed a fake passport with a wrong date of birth. So God willing, they made a mistake during the process of producing the passport, and they produced a passport with the wrong date. If they'd not done that, then Nyoka was going to be in a lot of trouble. However, what has happened is that they've made a mistake on that passport that they printed, trying to know Nyoka, and therefore, it's very clear that there is quite a strong case on the side of Nyoka. So that is the one case where a bail hearing is going to take place today. I won't give you details of the case, but as I said, I know very well what is going on, and don't listen to Zigananda. Guys, if you Google Gambape right now on YouTube, you're going to see my face everywhere. That is because Zanu PF, and particularly Zigananda, they've identified me as the man that they need to take out from circulation. They want to lie about me and say Gambakwe is this and Gambakwe is that. What I can tell you guys is that I am very clean. I've never taken money from anybody, and I've never worked for anybody, and I'll never do it. I can assure you guys that the information that you're getting from me is the same information that I started distributing in 1998 when the nasty SRC funded my first newspaper. So Gambakwe was started by the student movement. That is, the students at NAST, through their contribution to the SRC, started Gambakwe Media. And therefore, I am the genuine Shibaba Media with Zimbabwe, funded by students. And I hope that students understand the value and importance of what they do every day. Now, let me quickly go to other things. As I said yesterday, Chiwenga doing very, very well. Chiwenga has officiated at the burial of Chidyausiku. So you can go check it out. The videos are already out. So Chiwenga doing very, very well. Amazing. You can see that a lot of people are following Chiwenga. This man is going to do very, very well as the new president of Zimbabwe. One of the reasons why Chiwenga is going to do so well is that there's recently been a discovery of certain rare earth minerals in Zimbabwe, which are thousands and thousands of times more valuable than gold. So I'm going to be giving you more details in the future. But countries are scrambling to get into Zimbabwe. There has been a discovery of two very rare minerals that are going to make or become game changers in the future. And this is something that everyone who knows, everyone is behind the scenes, they know about it. And those who don't know, they don't know. It's going to be shocking to them how rich people are going to be. People are going to be so rich in Zimbabwe. And if you want to know, keep watching this channel. I'll give you updates very soon. I'll tell you about it. So let's go back to that. In fact, I wanted to finish something. SADC. So SADC has been sucked into the Nyoka case. The warrant of arrest that I'm displaying to you here is what they used, Interpol used to arrest Nyoka. So details have emerged that this warrant is fake, and it was created by Shoni Mnangagwa and his people, particularly Wikino Chivayo, where he had paid $50,000 to somebody. So let me play for you so that you understand what has happened, and then I'll give you a bit more detail. So Wikino Chivayo, Auxilia Mnangagwa, and Shoni Mnangagwa are key members of this dangerous plan, which is failing in public.
Kana paine munhu akapara mhosva like kuZimbabwe, procedure which was supposed to be done ndezvekuti the Zimbabwe Republic Police ndo yanga ichifanirwa kuapproacha Interpol kuti tiri kutsvaga munhu akadai, then Interpol takes over yo create a warrant of arrest using the South African systems. So taita ndeyekuti hazvina kuitika izvozvo. Komana ava vakadedza one of the youths from the South African politics are influential. They offered him $50,000. Mario tirikunzwa kuti yakabuda. Offer $50,000. Akapinda mu South Africa and he did a shortcut yeku influence the creation of the warrant of arrest yakacreatwa yamakaona ichitenderedzwa muma groups. That was not a proper warrant of arrest yakaitwa paya. It was system manipulation, which was influenced by Zvigananda.
Okay, Zvigananda. So let me explain what has happened. Last night, we got someone to phone the head office of Interpol, and Interpol does not have a record of this Nyokayemabhunu case. They do not know about it. There is nothing on the Interpol system about Nyoka, about any theft or fraud or anything in Zimbabwe, and Interpol does not work with such minor cases. Imagine if someone at a village stole some maize, and then you say, Interpol, please intervene. What kind of a joke is that? So this is what has happened. Interpol's name is being used in this case to persecute Nyoka, but it's totally not connected with what is happening. There's nothing to do with Interpol. So the Interpol case is going to fall away. You're going to see them not appearing with any warrant or anything. So we're looking forward to welcoming Nyoka today. And then let me quickly move to other things. Tomorrow, Tendai Biti. So Tendai Biti is doing very, very well. He's coming out and speaking. And tomorrow you're going to see him at speaking on YouTube. I'm going to multicast this with the guys from Service Trust, or you can go directly to them and watch Tendai Biti speaking on the NTA. This is very important because we're going into a transitional period and there's going to be a new government. But my estimation is that this is going to take 10 years. So Ibbo Mandza is going to be the moderator, and then Tendai Biti is going to be a panelist together with Ruben Mbofana and Abdallah Hamdok. So I don't want to lie. I actually don't know the other guys. I don't know them. I know Tendai Biti. So I'm sure that all of you guys are going to be watching to listen and see what Tendai Biti is going to say. It's very important for you to understand that we're in a transitional period. Mnangagwa is gone. He's not coming back. And there are going to be new leaders in our country. And the country is going to do very, very well. Zimbabwe is going to be an amazing country. Under Mnangagwa, our country has underperformed. But guys like Tendai Biti and the plans that they're coming with are very important. Because where we're going, we want to not repeat the mistakes of the past. So it's important to hear what Biti is going to say about the National Transitional Authority. Remember, Mdara Geza has also talked about a new order, and particularly the role of Chiwenga inside that new order. This is very important. Watch closely what people are saying. The kind of things that are going to happen now, they are game-changing. So don't look at the small things, look at the bigger picture. There is a lot that is going to happen. And the important people that are coming is particularly the military and the role of Chiwenga and the judiciary. So the judiciary is going to play a key role. You're going to see the judiciary playing a very key role in what is happening. The war veterans, guys in intelligence, because everyone knows, Kuti, once Mnangagwa is gone, Zimbabwe is going to do so well, and you're going to see new players coming up in Zimbabwe who are doing very, very well. Right, how many minutes? 13 minutes. Right, let me try to wrap this up because I need to run. So I need to run from where I am right now. I want to go into business, but I'll summarize a few stories. Garwe has appeared at the installation of a chief in Chikomba. You can go check that story out. The EU is visiting Zimbabwe with some sort of body that is going to be looking at investments. What I can say to the EU is stay away until we have a new president. You're just going to take your money and dump it into the ground, into the deep, dark hole. Don't come before Mnangagwa is gone. So we'll let you know, EU, all the investors, they must wait. There is nothing right now under Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa Arikura Vanu, Nenzara. DJ Sparks has sparked outrage with this video. You can go check it out. And this young lady, she must call me. I want to talk to her. I know Kuti, she doesn't understand what has happened, but she must call me. She has sparked a massive outrage in Zimbabwe after she discussed something with DJ Sparks. Obey Mkanairi or Prophet Olande Melodic Olandic, I don't know what. He's quit again. I'll take a small break from the pulpit. Thank you for amazing support. I know that Mnangagwa's people try to buy this guy to give false prophecies. So I know for a fact that Mnangagwa's guy tried to buy this guy to give false prophecies. And I don't know if that is why he's quitting. Mnangagwa is very dangerous. He buys everybody. He buys media. He buys prophets. He buys girls. He buys boys. If you are interacting with boys and girls, you can be sure that Mnangagwa has got a photo of the whole thing. Don't do it. Mnangagwa is very dangerous. Aka broker. So make sure that you don't get caught up. And that is why I'm saying this story is very important. This man has been prophesying all events that are happening, and now he's quitting. But we don't know why. However, we'll know very, very soon. I've given you a portion of it. He was approached by Mnangagwa's people to give false prophecies. I know it for a fact, but he probably said no. That's why he's quitting. Then in South Africa, we have a massive story that is developing today. The unemployment in South Africa is now at over 43% after US aid has left South Africa. So as you know that US aid was employing thousands of people inside of the health sector and also in education and also at universities, researchers, massive grants that they were giving. After US aid left South Africa, the unemployment has jumped from 32% and is now sitting at 43%. Apologies. And the man you're watching here is the Statistician General of South Africa, Risenga Maluleke. He said he has never seen what is happening now. Thousands and thousands of young people in South Africa are unemployed. And what does this mean? It means that you, as a young Zimbabwean man or boy or girl, don't think you're going to be sitting around in South Africa working there. You must be thinking about finding a way back home. So think harder. The environment is changing. South Africa is doing very badly under the sanctions. For the first time, South Africa is facing sanctions. And so far, they are trying to fix it. President Ramaphosa is going to travel to the USA at the end of May to try to fix this. A 3-member committee has been set up to negotiate with the guys in the United States. But I can assure you that it won't work. The reason being, the key main issues that are supposed to be sorted are not sorted. That is the relationship between South Africa and Iran and the relationship between South Africa and Hamas. Those two issues are non-negotiables. So you will see that this is going to be very difficult. And there's also that certain court case that South Africa brought. And this whole thing is complicating everything. South Africa is in a tight spot, a very tight corner, which is unbelievably difficult to get out of. So it's unbelievable what's happening in South Africa. And I hope that this gets sorted. It needs all the attention that someone who is the president can give to it. I now want to end with one of the most inspiring stories ever. And this man that I'm showing you here, this man is Sakumuzi Saki Makozoma. Did you know that this is one of the richest people in South Africa? So there is very few men in South Africa as rich or as wealthy and as prominent and as visionary as this man. So that is Sakumuzi Saki Makozoma. This week, he has entered a deal with Exxaro worth 12 billion rands, where this mining group, Exxaro, is going to buy the manganese assets of the company that was formed by Saki Makozoma or Sakumuzi. I like to say Sakumuzi. So they're going to buy the assets, and these assets are massive. They were bought way back in a visionary way, and that is mines called Nzimbehle Holdings. He owns 40% of those assets. He bought them long back when people didn't think that manganese was going to do well, and also he partly owns it, MOH of Mauritius. So it's going to be massive. You're going to see this is one of the biggest deals ever done in South Africa. So if you're in mining, mining is going to give so much money, because what's happening with AI, there are certain minerals that are required, and most of those minerals are here in Africa. We've got the biggest number of minerals. All you need to do is to know how to manage our stuff. There are certain minerals like rhodium and another mineral that I won't mention that has been discovered in Zimbabwe. And we're also looking at things like manganese, very important minerals. What is going to happen is that the automotive sector is going to change massively. The computer sector is going to change massively. And you're going to need minerals that you can only find in Africa. And guys like Saki Makozoma, very visionary, are probably going to be sitting on no less than 5 billion rands cash in his bank. Guys, that's amazing. So this is a very interesting story. I like it. Now let's move to an even more interesting story in South Africa. South Africa is big this week. You saw that there were refugees that went to the United States. Currently, 49 refugees have traveled to Texas. And these are mostly young families. And today's reports are that about 300 more families are going to join them. So what I'm going to do is that within the next 3 months, I'm going to go to Texas. I'll try to get hold of these families, and I'll see how they're settling down over there in America. America is amazing. It's the home of capital. If you go to New York, you understand what I'm talking about. You cannot do anything without working with the Americans. The Americans are doing very, very well. All the other countries, it's a waste of your time. If you try to work the two to my country, like Iran and now what, you're wasting your time. Go to the Americans. These guys have got massive capital. Once you settle into the American system, you're going to do so well, and you're going to be able to do things back in your country that you were never able to do if you did not deal with the Americans. So the Americans playing a prominent role, and I like what they've done with Afrikaners. I want these guys to settle down. But what I think will actually work is if we're the community of at least 10,000 Afrikaners going over to the United States and settling over there, that would be amazing. They take up and make a community. These guys always do well in business, and also they've got a very strong culture. So they need to be in numbers. So if they're 350, it won't be enough. So they need to find a way of pushing at least 10,000 African families over there in the United States of America. Because South Africa, the opportunities are not there. So let me tell you what is going to happen within the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, South Africa is going to change massively. The country is big. It needs tight management. At the moment, there's no strategy in South Africa to manage this economy. So the economy of South Africa has remained the same. What they inherited in 1994, that is what they have. It needs to change. The South African economy needs to change. And the way that they need to do it is to connect the economy through high-speed rail. However, with the crash of the rand, they've lost an opportunity. It's no longer possible to develop that high-speed rail network. Because what you should be able to do is from Durban to Zimbabwe, Harare, let's say it's 2,000 kilometers. From Cape Town to Johannesburg, let's say it's another 2,000 kilometers. You should be able to do that distance by high-speed rail in 4 to 5 hours. And then you connect these paths that are between these places. So South Africa, how it looks like, it's got little patches of development with nothing connecting everything else. So once you move out of the big metros, South Africa becomes a big empty country. If you've ever driven from Cape Town to Johannesburg, you know what I'm talking about. It's like the moment you move out of Cape Town, you've gone back into the past, into an old movie, nothing there in between. If you're driving between Durban and Johannesburg, the moment you pass PMB, there is nothing, it's just trees. So this country is huge and it's not developed. That is why you see that South Africa will never improve until they reconfigure the economy. And that reconfiguration needs a vision. And that is why you see that the African guys, as they leave, that vision is going with them. And it's important for a big change to take place, and it's also resulting in this big loss of jobs. Right, I think I've covered South Africa. Probably President Ramaphosa's ears are ringing. Every time he sees my face, he's like, Mpana uyu, Arkuita say. So every day, that is what happens when I say America is a home of capital. You really need to change. If I was America, I was just going to get out of BRICS and I'll join hands with the Americans and do very, very well. This country has got so much potential, but what's coming is shocking. What's coming for South Africa is shocking. Right, let me now quickly go to, so that story, sorry, I didn't say, that story is in the Star newspaper, about 300 more refugees just about to leave to go to Texas. I got confused. You know why? I got confused because of this story here. Let me show you. I wanted to leave this newspaper, but it's shocking what I'm seeing right now. That is McG. McG is amazing. I love McG. So in the story here that says, Minnie Dlamini has rejected McG's apology. Guys, this makes me sad. I like McG, and I think most of the stuff that he says is entertainment, but this has been blown out of proportion. So Minnie Dlamini has rejected the apology given by McG. I don't know if she's going to sue him. And she said she's shocked and she had anguish as she witnessed her name, body, and dignity being publicly torn apart, calling McG's remarks vile, degrading, and utterly unjustifiable. This is said because I would have loved these two guys to work it out. But it seems like McG is going to be cancelled forever. It's going to stay cancelled. Let's look at Zimbabwe newspapers. Herald Zimbabwe. What is in the Herald News Zimbabwe? Herald Zimbabwe, they are still sleeping on the job. I don't know why someone would sleep on the job like this. Even publish a newspaper by 5:30. That is shocking. Zingavanu Avo, Genfan, Zingavanu Avo, Chronicle newspaper, they're sleeping. When Genfan is in Belarus, they sleep. They don't publish their newspapers. Let's see what Newsday Zimbabwe is saying. Newsday Zimbabwe. So Newsday Zimbabwe is one of the only independent newspaper left. 4,000 away nurses in a quandary. There's been a change in the immigration policy of the United Kingdom. Right, Zanu PF officials kidnapped party member over Geza's whereabouts. So this story is important. 2 senior members of Zanu PF have allegedly kidnapped a fellow party member and injected him with an unknown substance, accused him of insulting Mnangagwa over the whereabouts of Geza. So Athenas Muzama is the Zanu PF was Ziwute district secretary for Lens, and Chiwandra's accomplice Zakaria Chiparadza was also denied bail. So these guys are in jail after they abducted this guy and said, you know where Geza is. Go check out that story inside of the Newsday newspaper. What a disgusting display by Zanu PF. Why do you inject people? Vanwe Zanu, Varoi, Mtakat, Otakata, Ilanga Libalele. What's wrong with Mnangagwa? We are in 2025, and your government is still taking people, abducting them, locking them up in jail for months and months, and you're injecting people. What is the end game? What do you think will happen, Mnangagwa? Do you think you'll be the last person on earth? Hey, Mnangagwa, chi mudara uyu, Joma poison, and abduction, and all this funny stuff. Where did he get it? Akavakubi mudara uyu. When these guys are sitting in their home, what do they say when they say they've injected someone with something? What is that? I don't get it. It's shocking, that behavior. So I don't know what this is about, but that's what they do. And as I said, Minister of Sport, he has looked at and gone to hospital after the death of Moton Pombai, who died this weekend in a car accident. Golfers involved in an accident. The roads in Zimbabwe are so bad. You are going to hit a pothole that is bigger than your car. Mudhara uyu achatipedza tese. Mnangagwa achatipedza mudhara uyu. But the good thing is that the future is bright. Chiwenga is coming, and when Chiwenga comes, $1,500 minimum salary for every civil servant, nurse, police, teachers, all the guys at the universities, Zimbabwe Prison Service, Zimbabwe Intelligence, my guys who counterintelligence. You're going to have so much money. Talk pay my credit card, and 50,000, Mese, and you're going to have a massive city, well-planned Zimbabwean city. What we're going to see when there's a new government in Zimbabwe is going to be amazing. So all of you support the change that is coming. Reject what is happening now. Reject Mnangagwa, who is currently being surrounded by council police in Belarus. They've put him among council police and they take him from one place to another. It's shocking. Belarus, Chinya. They've realized with Mdara and not Diri. That's why they're doing that to him. Right, I think I've covered everything. What else have I left? Let me see if I've left anything. Let me see if I haven't covered something. And if I haven't, yeah, I haven't covered something. So guys, our sponsor is Mve. And they keep calling me and saying, Gambakwe, why do you forget? Our sponsor Mve, please buy a packet. If you're in the UK, we want you UK guys to buy. And we'll give you a free packet of Mazondo spice. It has various components that treats high blood pressure, and also it treats diabetes and other cancers related or connected to men. So please buy that packet, and those are the numbers on the screen. We would also like to ask you, if you're in Zimbabwe, if you have bought 2 packets, go and get your free bro wipes. If you haven't, you must just buy 1 packet and you get a free packet. We're also giving blankets. If you buy a packet, you can get a free blanket. This is for everyone. You get either a free blanket or a free jacket. And that is in Zimbabwe. In South Africa, you get a free jacket if you buy massive specials. And we're also going to be giving a lot. Next month, we're going to be giving cleansers. So that is for men, 1 month cleansing treatment. It's coming to you in Zimbabwe. We want to give Harare and Blawa guys as much as possible. Mukoma Peter says, just mentioned 1,500 minimum wage. I hope Solomon has seen the lies already. Guys, there is going to be a minimum salary of $1,500 for all civil servants in Zimbabwe. Working in the government is going to be the thing that you love, and everyone is going to scramble to work in the government of Zimbabwe. The currency of Zimbabwe is going to be so strong, and Chiwenga has got a plan. I've talked to Chiwenga's guys, and he says, this guy says, Chiwenga's plan is to give housing to everyone, including those guys in the army. There's going to be a separate planned city for the military, where everyone is going to have a house, and your wife doesn't have to live in the rural areas. Your kids don't have to live away from you. It's going to be amazing. A military planned city connected by rail, and our country is going to be so developed. Mnangagwa has got no plan. Don't think Mnangagwa will do anything for you. He will never do anything. Mnangagwa, I'm not going to plan. I can assure you, we need to get this man out as soon as possible. The only plan Mnangagwa has got is how to steal your money and put it in his pocket. So Mnangagwa will steal your money and put it in his pocket. That's all that he knows. At the moment, hapana plan. Mnangagwa arikuraya vanhu nenzara. What else? Then one comment. When I started watching him, I thought I was in the right place. Yes, Mkoma Ezek Nyati. Mkoma Nyati. You know what the Nyati did back in the day. Let's look. Who else here? Kiki. This guy acts as if he knows everything. What is happening, but he doesn't have one journalist on the ground. You want to know my people. You want to know where they are. Stop it. Stop trying to investigate me. There is no media house in Zimbabwe like Gambaku. To me, twese tunowira ku left, ku right, point this, chichi, twese tunodona. But Gambaku has been there for 15 years. I would like to thank God who gave those guys from SRC the vision to give us funding We were funded by SRC of NAST, and we're still there up to this day. And the award for constant lying goes to none other than Gabakwe. I don't get awards from Nama. You need one award from Inonzi YouTube. We actually got our play button. If you didn't know, we got our play button. Right, why 10 years, there's no reason for such a transition. A transition in Zimbabwe is massively long. Let me tell you why I'm Komafarai. Zimbabwe needs 100 billion to recover. And we're going to have the military very strong for the next 10 years. Forget about everything else. They say you're a CIO. I am not a CIO. Let me tell you, Victor. CIO and Gambakwe. CIO on earth. Gambakwe in heaven. Apana connection between the CIO and me. We cannot have them CIO. There is a bunch of CIOs from Kwekwe that have arrived in South Africa. So I want you guys to know, if you are in Randburg, Pakazara CIO, which came with the Shono Mnangagwa, and they have got a room that they are using to torture people at the 11th floor of a central building. What they don't know is that there's a film or cameras that have been placed there. Panema recordings are kuitwa ipapo. Anochikisa. Abafana vachachema ivavo. Ma-CIO. Abasi ma-CIO. Let me tell you about CIO. CIO is police. They don't involve themselves in politics. They catch thieves. They do investigations. What we have is Zvigananda. So Zvigananda are people that are moving around doing political work. And Jonah, you know, all those guys. One of these here, Jonah was there. Nakamona last week pa Nyoka. So, Tinoazia Nezuro takavaitira plan. Takavabata nezuro. One of these here, and it's Chaitika. Ndezvekuti South African authorities and other authorities in this country, they are aware, the proper people know Zvigananda. And a record is being kept of all the activities. Zvavarikuita kuno South Africa. What we want to do with the CIO. So ndichataura naye Chiwenga, ndikutaurire. CIO yeku South Africa. You will never know that the guy is a CIO South Africa. You are going to go to work. Woshanda kana kuti MTN kana kuti Vodacom kana kupi. Unoswera nemuCIO kana 10 years yes. Usingazivi kuti munhu iye MCIO. Mababati. CIO uri kuZimbabwe. Unongoona netuma glass. Havasiwo ma-CIO iwawo. Those are people varototambudzwa. And we are going to sort it out. Under Chiwenga, the government of Zimbabwe, the security sector, is going to be efficient, it's going to be properly resourced. And muchafa nemari wakomana. Modya mari mukazvireka under Chiwenga. Muchaita mari inotyisa. I'm just giving you this because apana umwe munhu anokwanisa kuzvitaura. No one can tell you this. Mnangagwa hana plan. If Mnangagwa had a plan, after what happened with the removal of Mugabe, by this time, this country would be amazing. But because Mnangagwa has got no plan, the moment he got into government, he only thought about one thing: lie, cheat, and steal. That's all he does. Nokisa tuanatu kwake mu government. Wakambona kupi minister of finance, minister of tourism, women's ambassador. You know, this could be Geopomona. What? Mbudzi interchange, Trababalas. All those fake projects are not finished. Look at what has happened with the Beit Bridge to Harare Road. What a joke. Right now, people are dying every day on that road, including the people that died this weekend. Namoton. They died. It's the second time there's an accident. 2 hours ago, 2 of the cars that were given a weak notifier have been involved in the accident in Harare. There are no lights. There are potholes everywhere. And it's a mess. Under Mnangagwa, it's a total mess. That is why I'm telling you, Kuti, inini, I will never be bought by Mnangagwa. Zvirinane nditofamba netsoka pane kupuwa mota yewikina. And also, I tell you guys, I drive a battered 1982 Toyota Etios. I don't care. Live beyond my means. Because we care about you people, we care about you people, everyone in Zimbabwe. We want you guys to do well. And that needs a plan. That's why I'm telling you, Kuti, look at Chiwenga, look at the military guys. the next 10 years will be amazing. Nyoka achabuda, achititsanangurira. You're going to hear descriptions. So Pwana Nyoka. It's going to be amazing. Forget about CIO. Hakuna CIO. In future, there will be no CIO. We're going to have Zimbabwe intelligence, which is going to be so good. Working in intelligence, your family will call you a hero. Language is a hero. When I was working in Washington, I don't know if you guys are going to Washington. Munhu wese ari momo akapakata kuti yake. And those guys, they do security. Avaiti zvokumhanyisa kuti what did Gambako post? What did Hopo post? What did Mahere post? And you see, that is why your country is not developing, because Muruku Ranwa Nevanu are so prehistoric. And Chiwenga is going to sort out these problems. Right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. 1,500 ngamanga. Is because utshwayela ukuthola imali encane. So uma sesikutshela thina 1,500 zinamanga. 1,100 ngamanga during when people were promised land, but 45 years. Mkoma Jumi, you can mark my words. Inini Chiwenga happened government. I'll go and camp at his office. Kusvika zvaita zvendutaura izvi. Kutadza kuronga kanyika kadiki soka nezvese. I don't know what Munanga wakaita sei. Right, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. It's been amazing. So let's go back to our headline. Nyokayemabhunu is set to reveal details about the man that lured him from Port Elizabeth. This man was part of his group, and his name is Honest Banda. He was regularly sending money to him, and on this particular day, he explained to him that there was a meeting that was taking place in Johannesburg with all the national coordinators of the plan for a stay away, and he managed to convince Nyoka to leave his bodyguards in Port Elizabeth. And Nyoka was always protected after he attempted on his life. He had about 3 bodyguards protecting him in Port Elizabeth. However, on that day, he flew by himself. And on arrival at Johannesburg, at OR Tambo, he was taken to a place at Randburg where a number of mercenaries and those people who were brought by Sean Mnangagwa were waiting for him. They arrested a whole group of people, beat them up so badly, and then dumped about 20 of them. And the police, about 30 of them, managed to escape, and the Nyoka is the only one now facing charges. However, the Interpol warrant of arrest that was presented in court is fake. We're found in France, and there's no one who knows about it. It's all fake. Interpol does not know about any warrant of arrest on the Nyoka. Right, let me remind you what they said today.
Kana paine munhu akapara mhosva like kuZimbabwe, procedure which was supposed to be done ndezvekuti the Zimbabwe Republic Police ndo yanga ichifanirwa kuapproacha Interpol kuti tiri kutsvaga munhu akadai, then Interpol takes over yo create a warrant of arrest using the South African systems. So ndeyekuti hazvina kuitika izvozvo. Komana ava vakadedza one of the youths from the South African politics are influential. They offered him $50,000. Mario tirikunzwa kuti yakabuda. Offer $50,000. Akapinda mu South Africa and he did a shortcut yeku influence the creation of the warrant of arrest yakacreatwa yamakaona ichitenderedzwa muma groups. That was not a proper warrant of arrest yakaitwa paya. It was system manipulation which was influenced by Zvigananda.
Right, and the top Zvigananda is Wikino Chivayo. Wikino Chivayo behind all the paying off that is taking place, corrupting the South African judicial system. And very soon, Wikino Chivayo is going to be in jail. Achasungwa mkomana ye. Arita no semesa. Chigananda. Zoro. Why did he say Zoro to Zimbabwe Kanza? The reason why we said Zororo Phumulani was paid off by Auxilia Mnangagwa. Phumulani was paid and they promised him tenders if he sold out for 30 pieces of silver. So right now he's talking nonsense. Every time you see Phumulani, he will never say the things like Mnangagwa aka broker, Auxilia aka broker, Sean aka broker, Kuda aka broker, and Emerson Jr. aka broker. Right? Because he was bought and he has been paid off. So what they're doing is they go to young people who own platforms. Let's say your name is Rati. They say, Rati, une channel yako inonzi Rati live. Gambakwe akatotora mari kudhara. They say that to you. Gambakwe akatotora mari. Saka chitora iwe uri kusarira. Usabatwe kumeso nezvima tricks zvekare zvaSatani. Reject Mnangagwa's money. All the young people who are in media. Ndichataura naye Chiwenga. As soon as this thing is done, Mnangagwa Ava will make sure that those who didn't sell out, you are going to get proper funding. Your media houses are going to be funded. Meta mari wakomana. Ndimi muchaita vanhu vanozikanwa prominent. Politics won't be important in the new country that is coming. So what will be important is for you to become a player in developing our country. Our country's got so much potential. Don't be like Simba. Don't sell out. Don't be Chigananda. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you again very, very soon. And a good day.